moment ago pointed to the fact that so much of it is centered on the state of Florida, that there were terrorists in this country for more than a year getting pilot training, and 2 of the suspects that have been identified by federal authorities were trained at a Huffman flying school, which is in Venice, Florida. Antonio Mora has gone down there this morning and has one of the directors of that school with him. Antonio?
Charlie, that is where I am here in Venice, Florida, and I am joined by Rudi Dekkers, who's the owner and the chief executive officer of Huffman Aviation. And he yesterday remembered the people, these 2 men, Mohammed Atta and Marwan al-Shehi. He remembered them vaguely, but this morning you woke up, Rudi, and you saw a picture, I believe we have that picture, of Mohammed Atta, and now you have a much clearer memory of who this man was.
Yeah, now I remember this guy. He was on the Naples Daily News picture, and now I remember him. I talked a few times to him, and that's the person I never liked, just by feeling. That's the only thing. Nothing feeling about what he was planning to, but some people say, you don't like him. I didn't like him.
That seems to be the general consensus of everyone that has spoken about him. There's another student here who knew him, did not like this man. You had described them as strange birds. Was there anything suspicious about them?
Well, no, the only thing is that these people from these countries, like the Middle East, are always a little bit different. We leave them alone. They come here to train. We do more of these people from the Middle East. They were not socializing with anybody of us.
Now, you did not train them yourself, but one of your instructors did spend quite a lot of time with them. Now, he is completely in shock and doesn't want to talk about this.
Yeah, he flew 4 months with them, trained them, no socializing, but he's completely off the chart, as we are all. But he was 4 months together with them. He's completely off the chart.
Now, how did they get to you? Did they apply to the school? Did they just show up?
No, they just walked up into the front door. Apparently, they were flying in another school. I've heard Tampa. I can't confirm that. One of them had a license already. They stated that they were not happy with the flight school. They were investigating flight schools, 2 in this field, and they came back a couple of days after and decided to fly with us.
Now, there are no restrictions on foreigners coming and learning to fly airplanes in the United States?
No, no. When usually the foreigners are coming from overseas because they're foreigners.
Right.
And then we do the whole procedure for them. We send them the right documentation so they can get their visas from the authorities.
So you help them in advance?
We help them in advance. We know about them in advance. These people just showed up here. In the meantime, still my student coordinator took copies of the passport and checked if they were legit in the country. And they did have the stamps that they were legit in the country.
And you had those passports and gave those to the FBI yesterday?
We had copies of the passports and gave that to the FBI.
Has the FBI told you anything?
No, other than that they're investigating the whole situation.
Have you ever had any other students that stood out from the Middle East in particular?
Well, as I said before, they're strange birds to us anyway. They have a different belief, a different behavior. We have more students from the Middle East, and we always are by themselves.
But you have hundreds of students here every year, not that many from the Middle East?
No, a couple of them every 2-3 months.
And the training you give them is on single-engine, simple planes?
Oh, very simple planes. Planes like you can see behind us, single-engine, light multi-engine planes, nothing to be capable of to fly a jet. As I learned yesterday, when the students left here, after they took the test and the government issued the pilot license, we learned yesterday that they went in November to a flight school around Pompano Beach to do jet training. So apparently they had training after us.
Now, this is the kind of plane that you fly. Do you think you're capable? You've got many, many years of experience. Would you be capable of moving a 757 or a 657?
I fly occasionally in the back seat. I mean, in the back in these airlines, and I think by myself, oh, I wish I could fly for a minute this, but there's no way. There's no way. The systems are different. It's hydraulic. If you steer straight and you keep it at altitude, maybe you're able to do a little bit, but they had to descend. They had to change the speeds. There's no way, in my opinion.
All right, Rudi Dekkers of Huffman Aviation, we thank you for joining us this morning. I know you were shocked. This whole community is shocked, as is the rest of the country, but in particular here, to know that these terrorists lived in their midst. Charlie, Diane?
Antonio, thanks so much. We should point out that the training in commercial aviation on those sophisticated jets took place in Vero Beach at another school. We want to go to Claire Shipman because